So this is the OnePlus Pad 3, and you can now get it today, June 5th, 2025, for a ridiculous $699. And I say that ridiculous because this is a 13 plus inch screen. And at that price, it seems like it might be a good deal. So in this video, we're going to find out if this OnePlus Pad 3 can beat alternative options in this price tag. I think we might have ourselves an iPad killer on our hands. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and shout outs to OnePlus for sending this tablet out. This is not a paid review or a paid script or whatever. I'm saying the things I've experienced, everything I know about this tablet so far, but they did send this out for review, so shout outs to them. Just wanted to let that be very known, very transparent to get things kicked off. We'll start with the price, $699 in the US, $999 in Canada. We also do have ourselves the ability to buy a folio keyboard. I'll showcase that how it looks later in the video, but it's right here. It's a smart keyboard as well. You can get this thing for $199, but if you pre-order this, they're throwing this in for free. So you don't even have to buy this if you just buy the tablet during pre-order. What a nice deal. Also, you can get the Stylo 2 as well if you want to do some artistic stuff. This is going to come in at a pretty decent $99. So it's going to be a leather kind of feel to it. We'll talk about it more a bit later, but it does have pressure sensitivity and it's very, very responsive. We'll talk about that a bit more later. This is the OnePlus Pad 3 folio case. Now this is going to be a case that can do multiple different actions like a portrait mode as well as a landscape mode. This case is going to be coming in at $49.99. But if you pre-order this now, you're going to get 2 free items. So you can either get the case and the keyboard case, or you can get the case and the pen, or you can get the pen and the folio. You can kind of pick what you want to do, but I would recommend getting the keyboard case and then deciding if you want the folio or the pen, because the keyboard case is really going to enhance the productivity. You'll be able to get this on July 8th, in terms of an open sale date. You can also order this at oneplus.com, Amazon. In addition, you can go to Best Buy and go ahead and order one of these as well. So there's multiple different ways to get it, pretty easy to get it. And let's go ahead and open it up. Now I did I'm going to skip the starting up process because that's just a waste of time. So mine's already turned on and you can see a glorious, really big tablet right here. So we'll talk a bit more about its specs, but it's a pretty large tablet here. You're looking at around 13.2 inches. And I should raise my brightness because that's not a good brightness right now. We're trying to look at all the glory of this tablet. Let me go ahead and use my face to unlock. And this is also going to give you the Snapdragon 8 Elite mobile platform. So you are looking at one of the first tablets with the 8 Elite chipset in there, which is really, really nice, especially considering that some other tablet makers aren't putting that in their products. And a huge 12,140 milliamp hour battery for this tablet. So that is incredible. Definitely some pretty nice specs. Now inside the box, you also will get some books and things of that sort, but they'll give you a fast charger right here. So this is going to charge the tablet super quickly. Very big brick. OnePlus is known for this, giving you very, very fast charging. So super VOOC right there, and the red cable club, you know the drill. So definitely you're getting a really nice red cable. It's going to charge this thing up in basically no time. And let's explore more of the build now. So you do have a 13.2 inch LCD display. Now this is going to be a very good one though. We're looking at 144 hertz refresh with a 900 nits brightness mode, 600 nits typical. So if you like IPS LCD displays and you want a smoother one than something like an iPad Air, for example, this is definitely a great option right here for sure. One of the other things to notate is that it does have a very high pixel density, or AKA very sharp text by comparison to a lot of other tablets out there. So if you want incredibly tack sharp reading experience when you're browsing along, you're going to absolutely love this. One of its cons though is that with any IPS display, LCD panel specifically, they don't have the best viewing angles. So it can look slightly washed on certain angles, but only slightly. If you're going to do LCD, this is one of the better ones out there. You'll see just enough bezel on the side to hold on to something, And we do have the camera up there. On the back, you can get this product in both blue and like a silver color. You'll see these prong connectors for the keyboard, OnePlus logo right there. And then we do have ourselves a 13 megapixel camera and a flash right there. We'll also find ourselves up here, the volume rockers, and that's in a good location because when you're using the tablet, it's right there where you're gonna go ahead and press that. You also do have yourself a power button, and you have 8 speaker arrays. So you'll think it's 4 because you see these here and here, but there's actually an 8 speaker array in there. So audio is one of the big deals with this tablet. If you want really good audio, this is gonna be a great one. Also, your way of biometrics is going to be through face unlock. There's no in-display fingerprint sensor, so do keep that in mind. But generally, it's just a very sleek and thin tablet coming in at just 6 millimeters thick. So if we take a look here, by comparison, I think the OnePlus 12 or 13 here is actually, the OnePlus 13 is thicker than this tablet. So that's pretty impressive thinness. As a matter of fact, this tablet is about as thin as that Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge that just came out. So if you're looking for an incredibly thin tablet, you got it here with the OnePlus Pad 3. So this is just an incredible product right here overall in terms of what you're paying for it. You would definitely, if you're looking at some other brands, you're going to pay over $1,000 for this. You're getting everything. I mean, the keyboard, the case, the stylus, everything for well under that, or at least close to that. So, and if you get it during the pre-order, you're getting it for cheaper than that. So this is looking like a really, really phenomenal steal of a deal right here. And the other thing is that with the Oxygen OS updates here, it's been the smoothest experience I think I've ever experienced on an Android tablet. So here's the OnePlus Stylo 2. You'll see it's got this little silver look on the top. It's basically like a leatherish feel right here. You do have yourselves the OnePlus branding right there, and it's nice and large. It feels like an actual writing experience. Now you'll go ahead and be able to click it up there, and you'll see it does charge. Also, this pen, this Stylo 2 here, this is not upgraded from last time, so you're not getting a different one. If you already had a OnePlus Pad before, like the previous version of OnePlus Pad 2, you don't have to buy another one. It's the same stylus. But it works well with this large display. It's super smooth, and it actually works with the gestures as well. In addition to that, it does have pressure sensitivity. So if you do want to go ahead and take a note, you'll definitely feel the pressure sensitivity of this tablet right here. So I'm just going to draw a little stick man, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw the OnePlus buds right here. So we'll just do OnePlus buds 3 right there. And not the best drawing, but you get the drift. You can also hear it too sometimes. I'm not sure. Yeah, you could hear it there. And if I make a darker line, it does get darker. And if I make a lighter line, it will go lighter. And as I put more pressure, you'll see it will get darker. So it's going to work out very well. And you have this huge canvas to go ahead and explore to your heart's content what you want to do with the Stylo 2 here. So yeah, just to refresh you, that comes in at $99 for that, and it's going to be a really great tool for artists. So one of the main things we buy a tablet for is going to be the screen. So let's go ahead and explore this a bit more. It might not look super big on camera, or maybe it does, but it's definitely a huge tablet in person. But at the same time, it's not too big. It's a 13-incher, so you get to do a lot more than you're used to on some other ones, but I like how it can expand all of this content out across a display, and you don't have to do as much scrolling as a smaller tablet or smartphone. So I really enjoy that. It's also incredibly smooth with Oxygen OS 15, just like the OnePlus 13 was. So this has been my favorite tablet experience besides an iPad. So definitely very, very good tablet on the Android side here. The display also refreshes very smooth, and I like how Oxygen OS is not overwhelming with features. So they add smart enhancements to make the experience better, but it's still close to kind of like a stock feel with just a few additions. So it's definitely one of my favorite to use here. You'll see an incredible wallpaper selection, with these being the wallpapers that come with the tablet out of the box. And if we go through down here, you'll see you get most of those nice wallpapers you'll find on the OnePlus 13. But as we go down, just a nice set of wallpapers. I love that they include this here. So that's quite nice. Also, if you go to display and brightness, there is different screen color modes. So we can do Pro, Vivid, and Natural, and you can tweak how you want to tweak it right there. If we come out of here, we have adaptive tones, image sharpeners, and different layouts you can do on here as well. So plenty of display customization, but the real thing that's been standing out to me is just how sharp the panel is when reading articles and how clear and easy it is on the eye. I don't get any eye strain with this tablet. It could be because it's IPS, but it also is certified for eye care, so definitely one of the best out there. If you want a tablet that doesn't hurt your eyes, you're gonna love this thing. Trust me on that one, because I definitely can feel the difference when I'm looking at the Galaxy Tab Ultra for extended hours versus something like this. So definitely, if you're gonna be on the tablet a long time, you might quite like this one for the easy on the eye factor. Now this folio case is also a pretty decent value as well. OnePlus Pad 3 folio case, you'll see it has multiple different options. You have the on-the-go mode, which is it closed up, the graffiti mode, and then you do have yourself the reader mode. In addition to that, you're going to have yourself the movie mode and the portrait reader mode. So you have 5 different options to use this tablet with this case right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. So this is the case. Now this is the front of it. You're going to see, and it will be the back when you put it on though. The triangle is because of it's going to be because of the different modes. So that's why it's not just 2 lines right here. But you'll see right here, we do have ourselves the ability to put the pen, and that's going to close like that. And on the back, nice cutout for the camera, OnePlus logo right there. Very clean and matching up. Let's go ahead and put it on now. So to place this tablet in the case, all we have to do is kind of just put it right there, and it kind of just locks into place. Go ahead and close it, and then you'll just put your OnePlus Stylo 2 right there, and it's closed. And then it just holds it in there in place. I just messed up the Stylo 2. You put it in place and just holds in place like that. So if we go ahead and turn it around, you'll see you're going to have your typical mode. So we'll flip this like this, and then this magnetically hits the back there. So when you put it in your different modes, it won't get in the way, and you'll have easy access to your, so you have your typical mode right there, which is going to be your reader mode right there. Now how this works on the back is that you're going to go ahead and bend this in a different direction to go ahead and get a different mode. So it kind of like folds like that. We'll bring it around. It's kind of like a geometric. It looks a little bit complicated at first, but you get the hang of it in like 2 minutes. So it's not that hard. You'll see right there. Now this is going to be the movie mode. So this is going to hold it up more in a straight format. It might look a little bit more angled, but it holds it up very straight, kind of like a TV screen would be very flat. So you can watch a movie in a very straight format, not on an angle. So I quite like that. Then you can also turn this to the side and use this. So let's say you want to go ahead and use it in a portrait reader mode. You'll be able to go ahead and do that. So you see, that can be pretty useful as well for those of you who want to read a long article or something of that sort. So definitely I like that mode as well. Now we also have one more mode, which is going to be the graffiti mode. Now that's basically the movie mode or the reader mode upside down. So you can go ahead and place it like that. Pull your stylo right to your hand and go ahead and start rocking out with whatever you want to do. Specifically, this is going to be useful for those of you who want to draw and stuff like that, because you'll be able to easily draw right here. So lots of different versatility, all for the price of $49.99 on that case. So what a deal that case is. It really does a lot for that price. And then we do have the OnePlus Pad 3 smart keyboard here, and we'll show you how this works as well. This is going to be the priciest accessory of the 3, but also the one that can transform your tablet into a computer. So looking at the keyboard, you have a pretty nice sized trackpad. It's pretty clicky, although it's not haptic, it's just a typical click. But still, it's a big improvement over the previous version. A lot more travel and spacing on the keys. It just looks a lot more premium than the prior OnePlus Pad 2. You can see that this colorway will pick up some smudges and fingerprints, so do keep that in mind. And you'll see right here, it is going to connect to those pogo connectors right there. But when you want to close it, it will magnetically connect like that. And on this side, they have a spacing to get to those connectors, but also when you're done using it, it can also kind of like click in here and just kind of stay in place. So it's pretty smart. It'll hold that in place as well. So when you hold it upside down, the thing doesn't just flop around. So definitely quite nice. You can also bend this part over here, so you can have different viewing angles and stuff of that sort, as you can see right there. So just like the other case, we just go attach, it'll just connect like so, and then you'll see it looks pretty sleek on there. You can see the edges of the product as well. It's not as covered with this one. Do keep in mind though that on the back, if you're being a little bit reckless, it can kind of slip off, so just be a little bit careful with that, I've noticed. So we'll bring this keyboard in, and this is also a Bluetooth keyboard, so once it does connect, then you can take it off and use it separately from the device. So those pogo connectors just clicked in, you'll see it says start using the keyboard. I'm working at a little bit of a limited space right here, so you might not see the full tablet, but you do get the point here, and then you can go ahead and just use this like so. Now, one thing I do think can be improved on this keyboard is the trackpad. They can go to a haptic one. That would be a nice improvement in the future for sure. It feels just a little bit cheap with the clicky. Also, with the clicking, also I would say that I would like to see backlit keyboard on here, because they didn't give us a backlit keyboard. But overall, you know, it's still a very good one for the day-to-day. So I'm not too upset at all. And let's go ahead and type something here. This is the OnePlus keyboard example. Nice travel on the keys, and you could really pound out some documents or whatever you want to do. It's a good keyboard. It really is. And for this price, you get a nice versatile setup. And here's how it looks when it's fully closed. So it does add quite a bit of thickness, a little bit of weight, but you expect that with a keyboard. However, it still remains to feel not quite as heavy or bulky as some heavy laptops, but it's getting close to a laptop weight with this one on. So just keep that in mind. If you are going to be pairing this to this, you are adding weight. That's just the territory of having a smart keyboard setup. It's just how it goes. So let's go ahead now and talk about the software. One of my favorite things about this product is it has like a triple split screen mode. So let's go ahead and show how that works. So we'll go ahead and do this. We'll click the three-dot menu here. We'll go ahead and split here, and we'll grab, how about we grab Play Store? Let's just open that up. And then you can pull down from the dock, and you can grab a third application and bring it over here into a third mode. Now you can also click over here, and then you can have these two come back over here. And this has got to be the best multitasking experience, one of the best I've ever seen, not just for mobile, but in general, even better than some laptops. Yes, you can do split screen on laptops, but this is a very smart way of using a split screen. And then it remembers that you had 3 applications open there. You can also add another floating window. And then if you want, you can also do floating windows as well. So let's go ahead and click right here. We'll go over here and we'll hit floating window. And let's see if that floating window is useful even with a triple. Yeah, see, you can also have a floating window and these 3. So quite useful ways of multitasking right here. It's an incredible multitasking experience. Screen, you'll see you have different options you can do. You can change the animations to a standard or an enhanced if you want a faster feel to the product. So that's good as well. If we go over here to wallpapers, we've seen those. Just a few smart enhancements. And other than that, it's basically what you're expecting from your OnePlus phone. Now you do get 4 years, or you actually get 3 years of major updates and 6 years of security. So that's up from the prior OnePlus Pad 2. So you're set for several years to come when it comes to software updates. By the time this is out of support, there'll probably be a much better tablet you might want to upgrade to down the line. But this is a really, really good one that's going to serve you well over the next few years or so for sure. Now, when it comes to the gaming experience, you have a super large canvas and very fast experience on here. So it's not going to be any issues whatsoever. It's going to be a really amazing experience to do this thing on the gaming. So 830 GPU in here. So this is basically like the 8 Elite smartphone beasts of the world, but into a tablet form factor. So you don't got to really worry much about that either. Gaming is going to be a phenomenal experience for you here, hands down. So everything you want to throw at this tablet, it's ready to handle it. So you can get this with the 256 gigabytes of storage, and that's 12 GB of RAM. Or if you go to the 512 gig, you're going to get yourself 16 gigs of RAM. I don't think you need 16 gigs of RAM. This is plenty enough. This has no slowdowns whatsoever, and it can do basically everything that you need it to do. So that's going to be no issues. This also does have some AI tools as well. Like you can do some AI summaries when you're reading on the internet as well. You can also do some rewrite stuff in the notes application. So if you want to use some of the OnePlus AI stuff, you can go ahead and do that as well. Of course, this being an Android product, you do have Gemini integration as well. So OnePlus is definitely focused as well on bringing you some AI enhancements here to the product, so you don't have to worry too much about, I don't get no AI. You definitely are getting quite a bit of AI with this tablet here as well. So the cameras are probably the biggest flaw of this product. While they do work very well to me, they're definitely not amazing, but again, it's a tablet, so I don't expect amazing cameras. They will be suffice enough for video chat, but I've seen better tablet cameras for sure. In good lighting, they do a decent job and they'll get the job done. And you can do 4K 30 on the rear. And it looks okay, especially in my bright studio lighting. But overall, this area, if you wanted a better camera, this is not going to be my favorite pick. But it's still good enough, and I'm not buying this for camera, so I really don't care too much, honestly. I'm just saying, if you wanted me to nitpick something, that would probably be something I would nitpick just a little bit. And a couple other things I didn't cover is this can pair with like your Mac to go ahead and quickly like transfer files. So OnePlus is kind of trying to figure out ways to work with the Apple devices a bit as well. You have 3.2 USB-C right here and Wi-Fi 7 on board, and a ridiculously long lasting battery life. I find this thing to last well more than a day. So that's what you get when you get a mobile version versus like a full desktop, like Microsoft Surface style product. But it's been superb. It really has been. And lastly, let's talk about, is this an iPad killer? Because that is in my title. And I gotta say, I would definitely consider this tablet over even an iPad Pro if you didn't need an OLED panel. Like, it's that good. Like, I'm not messing with you. It's that good. This is just definitely really nice. Some people would say it's like iPad Air because of the LCD. But actually, those products, while they do have M series chip, they don't really take advantage of them too much. And the 8 Elite here is still a very fast chip, even though I know it's a mobile chip. It's for what you're going to do on a tablet, I really don't notice the difference. So OnePlus has done it. They've created a very, very good product here with the OnePlus Pad 3. And I definitely recommend it if you're looking for a high-end tablet at a more reasonable price tag. And definitely take advantage of the pre-orders if you want those free items. This is like a no-brainer. If you're going to buy a tablet like this and you miss out on those free items, then you're paying more for those products. So it's a good time to get it. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you all in the next episode review speed test. Nick here. Be sure to be well. And peace.